First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu advocates support for families of fallen heroes. President Tinubu appoints directors, governing council as gas infrastructure fund. And referring to early counting of votes suggests close race in Taiwan's election. And in sports, Minister Lords President Tinubu for approval of national team's backlog payment. And now the details. I am Mike James. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has enjoined Nigerians to always support and appreciate the families of the nation's fallen heroes. The governor gave this charge after a special Jumat service in commemoration of the year 2024 Armed Forces Remembrance Day held at the Lagos State Secretariat Community Central Mosque, Alausa. Sanwo-Olu was represented by the special Jumat. I take that again. Sanwo-Olu was represented at the special Jumat by the Deputy Governor Kadiri Hamzat, noted that supporting the families of the fallen heroes in whatever form is a way of appreciating the efforts of those who laid their lives for the country. In his address, the 14th Emir of Kano, His Highness Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, while praising the armed forces for their dedication to ensuring the unity of Nigeria, also applauded their doggedness in the protection of the nation's territorial integrity. While advocating for peaceful coexistence amongst Nigerians, Sanusi noted that no verse of the Quran says Muslims should attack people without reason. In his sermon, the Imam of the Lagos Secretariat Community Mosque, Alausa, Hakeem Kosoko, urged Nigerians to continuously celebrate the armed forces, both the living and the dead, because of the huge sacrifice they make for the country. The Lagos Waste Management Authority LOMA has rolled out an additional dedicated toll-free number, 08000 LOMA. That is 080 000 52962, in addition to the existing 0708 060 1020 617 and email info@loma.gov.ng to streamline communication and improve resident accessibility to the organization's waste management services. Managing Director, CEO of LOMA, Muyiwa Gbadegeshi, said the launch of the new toll-free number was meant to expand available communication channels with the public for enhanced operational activities towards a more efficient and comprehensive waste disposal solutions for Lagosians. Gbadegeshi stated that the 08000 LOMA line would connect directly with dedicated representatives trained to address a range of waste-related concerns, stressing that residents could report illegal dumping, request waste collection, inquire about PSP operations, and access information about LOMA's various services. Gbadegeshi noted that beyond enhanced communication, LOMA is also doubling down on its core operational services, include strengthened PSP partnerships, enhanced marine waste services, prioritizing healthcare waste and tackling market waste, among others, to optimize waste management across the state. The LOMA boss admonished residents to imbibe the culture of proper waste containerization and disposal, which he said would help shield people from diverse contagious diseases. The Lagos State Government will continue to partner with the Nigerian Police Force to ensure motorists move within the metropolis safely. Commissioner for Transportation Oluwaseun Oshiemi made this known during a courtesy visit by the newly appointed Commissioner of Police in Lagos, Adegoke Fayoade, and his team. While welcoming the police commissioner, Oshiemi requested for a continuous collaboration with the force in upholding the state government's stance on zero tolerance to traffic misdemeanors. Oshiemi stressed the need for more policemen to prevent traffic robberies and ensure safety on the alternative route during the ongoing third mainland bridge repair and subsequent enforcement of traffic regulations on commercial motorcycles, popularly called Okada, and wrong use of the transport infrastructure. In response, the Commissioner of Police said mandates have been issued to divisional police officers across the local governments and local council development areas to combat challenges mentioned already, and changes are inevitable. And now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has appointed a governing council of the Midstream and Downstream Gas Infrastructure Fund to be domiciled in the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. They include the governing council chairman, who is the Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Gas, Heineken, Lukbobiri, Executive Director, Wole Adama, Governing Council Secretary, Joseph Tolonshi, NMDPRA Chief Executive Farouk Ahmed. The council also comprises a representative of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Federal Ministry of Finance. The president mandated the appointees to discharge their duties by upholding the highest standards of transparency, discipline, and patriotism in line with his administration's drive to enhance the role of the gas sector in achieving robust and inclusive economic growth for Nigeria. Earlier, the president appointed new members to the board and management of the National Hajj Commission and the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission, as well as 11 new chief executive officers for agencies under the Federal Ministry of Art, Culture, and Creative Economy. The United States Marine Corps has assured Nigeria of strengthening the bilateral cooperation between the two countries. The commander of the U.S. Africa Command, Michael Langley, and the command senior enlisted leader to Nigeria, Michael Woods, during the recent visit to Nigeria, said the bilateral cooperation would counter violent extremism and support the latter in its fight against insecurity. Langley said the mutual understanding and training between the United States and the Nigerian militaries were essential in addressing the evolving security landscape in West Africa and advancing common interests. He reaffirmed the United States' long-standing cooperation with Nigeria, which has the largest population, economy, and democracy in Africa. And in some foreign news, around 19.5 million Taiwanese are voting to elect a new president and legislature in an election which will determine the territory's future ties with China. Taiwan is a democratic island that governs itself, but it's claimed by mainland China and has no international recognition as a country. The ruling Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, is seeking a third term. It has always clashed with Beijing over its defense of Taiwan's sovereignty. Its candidate, William Lai, has been labeled a troublemaker by China, who warned people against voting for him. On the other side is the main opposition, Kuomintang of KMT, which is promising better ties with Beijing and peace in the Taiwan Strait. A third party is on the ballot, but opinion polls which ended 2 weeks ago showed a tight race between the DPP and KMT. Taiwanese voters, however, are more concerned about the economy than they are about China. And over to sports news, the Minister of Sports Development, John Enner, has expressed his appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for the recent approval of a substantial 12 billion naira disbursement to address the long-standing outstanding backlog owed to Nigeria's national teams, as well as boost the mood of the Super Eagles ahead of the African Cup of Nations kicking off today. The payment encompasses the settlement of senior national team coaches, salaries spanning 15 months, as well as the disbursement of bonuses owed to both senior and junior national teams, male and female. This significant financial injection is particularly timely as it arrived just when the preparation of the Super Eagles for the AFCON Top Gear. Eno assured President Tinubu that the team will do everything within its powers to make the nation proud at the Continental Showpiece. Nigeria takes on Equatorial Guinea on Sunday in its first game of the AFCON before tackling Cote d'Ivoire and Guinea-Bissau in Abidjan. And now to weather report. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has predicted moderate dust haze with a horizontal visibility range of 2 to 5 kilometers over the northern region and the north-central states. NIMET has also indicated prospect of localized thunderstorms over parts of Delta, Lagos, Cross River, Bayelsa, and Rivers State in the afternoon and evening periods. The agency also stressed the need to keep up to date with local weather advisories and alerts, particularly for those living in dust haze and storm warnings. NIMET also advised residents and airline operators to be proactive and cautious when traveling or participating in outdoor activities. And that was our news at 12. But just before we go, slow down at road junctions, intersections, and pedestrian crossings. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration constructed 4,000 flats for the staff of Lagos State University, LASU? Well, you can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major story. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has enjoined Nigerians to always support and appreciate the families of the nation's fallen heroes. President Bola Tinubu has appointed a governing council of the Midstream and Downstream Gas Infrastructure Fund to be domiciled in the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. We also told you that around 19.5 million Taiwanese are voting to elect a new president and legislature in an election which will determine the territory's future ties with China. And then in sports, the Minister of Sports Development, John Enner, has expressed his appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for the recent approval of a substantial 12 billion naira disbursement to address the long-standing outstanding backlog owed to Nigeria's national teams, as well as boost the mood of the Super Eagles ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations kicking off today. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast. It was compiled by Kayode Mafolashi. Thank you for listening, Lagos. My name is Mike James. Over to Dari Johnson for Sports Trip coming up next.